join me in welcoming the class of 2012.
Okay, so I got to be here for a few minutes, and this is the switch back and forth between this
Thank you. You may be seated. Welcome, everyone, and thank you for being here tonight to celebrate this night of success. To begin with, it is my great pleasure and honor to introduce Benjamin Poltz, one of our graduating seniors tonight, to lead us in the flag salute. Ben, if you could join us up here, that'd be great. Thank you. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thanks, Ben. Hello and good evening. My name is Corey Callahar. I'm the principal here at Westside High School, and I have the honor tonight of being your host throughout the evening as we take these amazing students that you see in front of you on a night that they will never forget. Surprisingly, this is a big night for me as well, since this marks the closing of my first year as principal here at Westside. It's been a great journey and a phenomenal ride, but I must say the honeymoon's over. No more can I say, oh, I didn't know I was supposed to do that, or where's that form located? Or my favorite, I had no idea I was required to work every Friday. Needless to say, tonight is a special night, no matter how you look at it, and I am so fortunate to be able to share this moment and this evening with such an amazing group of students sitting in front of me. As I look out into the graduates sitting here, I'm reminded of so many fun things that have happened in the past year, and so many things that I treasure. Whether it's Eloise's laugh, or Aurora and Marisol coming in with their newest idea for the ASB, or Dylan sitting in the rain or snow reading his book or working on homework. Or Lindsay's pink hair. Or the honor of always getting to shake Ben's hand and catch a smile from him. or Jose being late consistently and getting his bag of Doritos from Western Market and saying, "What's up, what's up, what's up?" Or the looks on everyone's face as Gretchen and Nancy rocked out to Just Dance 3. Or the lack of sleep I got the night of the senior prank. But I'm also captivated by the knowledge and understanding and how many seemingly insurmountable obstacles many of you have overcome to get here tonight. You have all struggled through classes that were difficult, through concepts that taxed your brain as you tried to figure them out, challenges with other students, other adults, or just life. You have worked to motivate yourself to do the homework that you forgot to do at school, or study for the test in the science class. Some of you have dealt with bigger life issues and have had to put school on hold for a little while. Let me just say that whether your struggles were dealing with the cards life dealt you, or battling with yourself as your own worst enemy, or simply trying to get your butt out of bed to get to school on time, I want to tell you how proud we all are of you tonight, and each and every one of you for not letting the speed bumps and the detours of life divert you from the course to graduation. Your persistence has led you here tonight. You are all here. You've all made it. You are survivors, and you can make anything happen that you want. Congratulations to you, class of 2012. This is your night. Before I move on, I want to thank the school board members who are with us this evening. Superintendent Brian Flonis, let's give them a round of applause. And hopefully I'll catch everyone in the crowd with this next one. I want to thank the members of the Wenatchee School District Cabinet, members of the Rotary Club, all the friends of Westside, Westside parents, Westside students who are not graduating, Westside staff, and most importantly, the class of 2012 for being here. Good job. I know you wish I was finished, but I'm not, sorry. At this point, I want to take some time to introduce tonight's distinguished guest speaker. And a little bit of background on our guest speaker is that he has been married for 30 years to his wife, Cindy. They have 4 wonderful children. He grew up in Wenatchee and graduated from not only Wenatchee High School, but also Wenatchee Valley College. He went to Eastern for his bachelor's degree, Central for his master's degree, and last but not least, he graduated from the esteemed and little-known Disney Institute. And evidently, we're going to hear a little bit more about that later. Our speaker has taught elementary and middle school, worked as an assistant principal at Wenatchee High School, was the principal at Westside High School, and now works as the Executive Director of Student Services, and is completing his 30th year in the Wenatchee School District. Wow, that's an amazing career. This is a special moment for me as well, to be able to introduce a man who I've looked up to for 27 years. I first heard his name when I was in the 6th grade at Pioneer Middle School. What up, Pioneer? Bears. When everyone wanted to be in his core class, and if they couldn't be in his core class, man, maybe they could just get into his reading class, because it was epic. I remember hearing his name once again when I found out that he would be the new vice principal at Wenatchee High School when I was a junior there. And I thought, man, is this guy following me? I found him to be a fair administrator, a great leader, and an inspiration to students. Not that I had to spend a lot of time in the vice principal's office. This man helped give me a new outlook on life at Natural Helpers Camp as a senior in high school, and I realized that I had the potential to help my peers. And 10 years later, he encouraged and praised me as a young teacher at Wenatchee High School, and more importantly, the teacher of his very own children. Finally, he took me under his wing during my administrative internship and my time as an assistant principal and mentored me to grow into the leader that I am today. He recently shared with me that he has participated in over 20 high school graduations, and his greatest honor yet has been handing out diplomas at Westside High School graduation, because he knew every story that led up to the moment of each and every graduate. That is why we are honored to bring him back on stage to the Westside graduation, for him to share his wisdom with us. So please help me welcome Mr. Chet Harum to the stage.
Hello, everyone. And yes, it is true, I do know Mickey Mouse. Okay, big ears. Congratulations, seniors. Very, very proud of you.
Oh, we're on the computer, but nothing's on the
I
computer.
was kind of taken back when you asked me if I would come back and speak. I've enjoyed so many Westside High School graduation ceremonies, and this is just a really great privilege. Can you see all the people that are in the room behind you? There are a lot of people here who are celebrating with you. And I just want to take a minute to thank them. These people supported you along the way. It's been a long journey. You had a bunch of teachers, educators that have worked with you from kindergarten all the way through here. And you have a special group of people over here that helped you in your last part of your journey. You've got a bunch of parents, guardians, community members. They've all been a part of who you are. And it's their celebration tonight too. And so I just want to say thank you to all of those people sitting behind you and around you. Can we thank them for just a minute? When Dr. Kelleher,
K-Dot.
yeah, I remember him when he was a sixth grader, and yeah, he did spend a little time with me. It was all good, it was all good. When he first came to me, he says, I want you to speak at the ceremony. I said, well, what do you want me to talk about? And he says, well, you've been around for a long time. You've gone through a few ceremonies. You've heard a lot of graduation speakers in the past. Why don't you just talk about what you think is best? Well, that kind of opened up the door for a lot of things. But I do know two things that I needed to do. One of them was to be brief. I know you guys are anxious to get your diplomas as much as I am. So I'll be brief. The other thing is, obviously, I needed to talk about Hubert the Caterpillar. There's no question I need to talk about Hubert the Caterpillar. I mean, he has so much in common with you. You guys know Hubert the Caterpillar. The one who thought he was a mustache. You guys know. I was afraid of that. I didn't think you guys would. Hubert the Caterpillar thought he was a mustache. Well, like a good teacher, I brought the story with me. And if you'll bear with me, I'd like to read it to you because it has a lot to do with you guys. So let's go ahead and try that. Go ahead. Corey's going to help you. Go ahead. Hubert was a curious caterpillar. He thought it was a mustache, and of course it's plain to see why. Although Hubert told everyone he was a mustache, all anyone would ever say to him was, everyone knows a caterpillar is a caterpillar, and only a caterpillar. This made Hubert unhappy. One day, Hubert was walking along dreaming of the face he might someday wear, and suddenly Hubert felt himself being lifted high into the air. Hubert was frightened. Well, he's going to be frightened in a second. Go ahead. There, now he's going to get frightened. There he is. Hubert was frightened. He really was. Then he opened his eyes and he found himself in a very dark box. He explored the box and he discovered that it was unlatched. He could escape. Now he had his chance to find a face. Walking across the desk, Hubert glanced up and saw an immense face staring at him. He crawled up and he settled himself on the face's upper lip. Hubert was excited. Then Hubert realized it was only a photograph. Then he was unhappy. Then he saw another face. Encouraged, he squirmed towards it and crawled up the arm and reached the face and placed himself where a mustache ought to be. But oh my. Hubert had made another mistake. It was only a doll. But Hubert would not give up. He wandered about a bit until he came upon a very large nose. Hubert decided to give that a try. Suddenly something awful happened, and the nose sneezed. Hubert found himself across the room. He was tired and unhappy, so he crawled back into the box and feeling sleepy and sad. When he awoke, something strange had happened. He was not the same Hubert. It was then that Hubert finally knew what he was. Hubert was an eagle. That story was written by two seniors.
I didn't see that.
That story was written by two seniors their senior year. They said, "We want to be an author." They said, "Oh, no, seniors in high school, you're not going to get published." 1968, they got published. It's been around for about 30 years. Just recently went unpublished. And it took me a while to find this story for you. But I just love it. I love the story because it talks about the struggle that so many people have. Just trying to find out, find their own way. Find where they belong. We all go through that. And it reminds me of you. You and Hubert have a lot in common that way. See, Westside graduates, they know what it takes to find their way or to make their dreams come true. And like a friend of mine once said, Walt Disney, people who know how to make their dreams come true share 4 common characteristics. He said these characteristics can be summarized in 4 C's. They are curiosity, constancy, courage, and confidence. Confidence being the most important of those 4 C's. When you believe in a thing, and you believe in it all the way, implicitly and unquestionably, you can make your dreams come true. I believe Hubert and Westside graduates share these 4 characteristics in this way. First characteristic, curiosity. To be creative and to dream beyond yourself. Hubert dreamed beyond what people expected of him. Westside graduates think, maybe there's a different way to learn. Maybe it's okay to do high school in a different way. Steve Jobs said, "Thank goodness there are people who think differently." I mean, we wouldn't even be able to watch what we're watching tonight if it wasn't Steve Jobs thinking, or excuse me, Steve Jobs thinking differently. The second characteristic, constancy to your journey. Hubert did not give up on his dream. Westside graduates, no matter how much you may have been tempted to quit, to find yourself, you just found yourself, and you decided to just keep right on going. This kind of determination brought you here tonight, and it's going to take you far into the future, believe me. You have constancy. Third characteristic is courage. Courage to follow those dreams that you set for yourself. Hubert had to be brave even when he wasn't successful. In fact, I think you have to be brave even more so when you're not successful. You knew, as graduates, you knew this would be a difficult challenge to finish your diploma. And you faced those people who doubted you, and you faced those obstacles that got in your way. And I'm telling you, that takes courage. You have courage. And lastly, the characteristic that is the most important is confidence in yourself. Hubert knew that he was special. And you, even in a world that often tempts you to give up and take the easy way out, you didn't do that. You believed in yourself. You were determined, and that's why you're sitting here tonight. You have confidence. In fact, I'd say you have all 4 of those C's, both you and Hubert. Each of you have demonstrated that you have what it takes to accomplish your dreams. I hope you keep dreaming. And I hope you dream big, because you have what it takes to get things done. And to be honest with you, all of us are counting on you to do so. So on behalf of the Wenatchee School District, I salute you for your accomplishment tonight and congratulate your parents, guardians, teachers, community members, all of those people who helped you get here. And one last thing I forgot to mention, you also have something else in common with Hubert. You're all Eagles. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Mr. Harriman. We have the privilege privilege of hearing the nationally recognized and renowned Wenatchee Mariachi one more time. Give them a round of applause.
Congratulations, class of 2012. It's time to party with some mariachi music. Are you ready? Yeah. Here we go. Eso, baila bonito. Baila bonito, Judy. Eso. Tócale bonito como tú sabes. Échale mariachi, Wenatchee. Sí, señor. Gracias, thank you.
Thank you very much, Mariachi Wenatchee. Appreciate you being here. What a great way to celebrate tonight. Now we're moving on to a part of the program that I'm especially excited about. We're going to give out a little bit of money for scholarships, and we're going to give out some awards. So I'm really excited to introduce Tom McNair, who's going to start that off with the Hope Scholarship. Thanks, Tom.
Thank you so much, Corey. It's a real pleasure for me to be here as one of the representatives of the Wenatchee Rotary Club. And you know, we've had a partnership with Westside High School for a few years, and we're really proud of that, and we're proud of you, and we congratulate all you Eagles on your night of success. Tonight, my job is to present a scholarship to a very deserving young student. Some of us on the Wenatchee Rotary Foundation had the opportunity to join with a group called the Hope Scholarship Group, headed up by a friend of mine by the name of Leon McKinney. And Hope has raised a lot of money to help students attend Wenatchee Valley College. So we were really appreciative of the opportunity to join with them. And tonight I would like to present this scholarship, and I intend and hope for it to be the first of many scholarships that we can present to deserving Westside High School students. And so with no further ado, I would like to present a Hope Scholarship funded by Wenatchee Rotary Foundation for Westside High School to Aurora Tamayo Rosario.
Okay, obviously my mistake. We're going to do a couple more scholarships and then we'll have the student speaker, so I want to apologize for that. I do want to introduce our next scholarship presenter, and that's Andy Kottkamp. If he could come up to introduce the Bob Bradford Lions Scholarship. Thank you very much, Andy.
Hi everyone, my name is Andy Kottkamp and I'm president of Wenatchee Central Lions. And this scholarship money comes from a couple of people that have passed away, Dr. George Kingston and his wife Mildred. And Dr. Kingston graduated from medical school in 1938 and moved to Wenatchee. He was then called up into World War II, where he was a medical officer that participated in the invasions of Africa and Italy, France. They moved back to Wenatchee, and Dr. Kingston continued his medical career here and also his career as a Lion. And it was after Dr. Kingston died in 1984 and his wife in 1999. They left no kids, and so they gave their money to charities, including a substantial portion of Wenatchee Central Lions. And the one thing I'd just like to say to you graduates is, think about your public service. You're now all adults. Service clubs like the Lions and Rotary and Kiwanis do a lot of really, really good things. And now that you're adults, hopefully you'll think about joining those kind of clubs. So what the Wenatchee Central Lions decided to do was to give 2 scholarships, which we've done for several years now, to deserving graduates of Westside High School in the name of Bob Bradford. And Bob Bradford, for you folks who don't know, he was the very first principal of Westside High School. And he is a Wenatchee Central Lion, and he's just a really nice person and a good person to have a scholarship named after. So the 2 recipients of this year's Bob Bradford Scholarship are Elandrina Osuno Garcia and Brianna Cornell. Would you please come up?
Okay, thank you very much. We will interrupt our scholarship presentations to go back to what was originally planned at this time, and I just skipped. I want to apologize for that. I'm super excited, actually, for the student speakers that we have tonight. These students kind of rose to the challenge and volunteered to speak with you this evening to tell the stories that they felt were most pertinent for tonight. And our first speaker, I'm proud to introduce, is Trevor Anderson. Come on up, Trevor.
Family, friends, and fellow students, I welcome you here today to the graduation of Westside High School, class of 2012. What I'm going to share with you today is my story of the acceptance that I've experienced at Westside. To begin my story, I'm going to take you back to the beginning of my school years. During my elementary and middle school years at Eastmont, I was sick a lot. Because of that, I was isolated and bullied by my peers. One of the few memories I have is in 6th grade. In the PE locker room. After PE class, I went to go change my clothes. I opened up my locker, and my clothes were gone. I can't remember the exact details about how I found out where my clothes were, but I remember where I found them. In the school pond. And this pond was the nastiest, stagnant water that you could ever imagine. And I had to fish them out. And I couldn't wear my clothes for the rest of the day. And in a 600-student school, I had to walk around in my PE clothes, with all of them asking me, "Why are you in your PE clothes?" And the only answer I can give is silence and embarrassment. During the end of my 6th grade year, we moved to Wenatchee from East Wenatchee. My 7th grade year, I decided to try private school. Sadly, this didn't work out. The same type of thing happened there: isolation, feelings of being ignored, and verbal bullying. Soon after that, my 8th grade year, I wanted to try something different. So to public school I went. And again, my experiences repeated itself. There, I was ignored and rejected. So finally, 8th grade year ended, and I was moving on to high school, and I wasn't looking forward to it. I was scared of the size of the school, and I didn't want to fade into the background and be ignored again. Then, my mother suggested a different school, an alternative to Wenatchee High School, Westside. So I applied to Westside, and got accepted. First day of school came and went without any problems. Soon after that, I was accepted into a group of friends, and taught the ways of Westside. It didn't take long for me to be accepted as a student, both by the teachers and the students. During the first year there, I found Mr. Woman's unforgettable art classes. Every day, it felt like the teacher had another lecture about something completely unrelated to art. But somehow, projects got done, and I learned a lot in that class. The rest of the year consisted of a lot of cards, art, and friends. The next year looked similar to the first, with a few exceptions. That year, I joined the WSU Extension, which was a perfect match for me. The WSU Extension is a program where we have speakers come and teach us about our area's plants, animals, and their relationship to us. Then after that, we'd go on field trips and learn about the things we talked about firsthand. Whether it was going on a hike or going to waste management, I'm very glad that program was there to help me learn in a style that fit me, a hands-on, outdoors type of person. Through this program, we didn't just build relationships with our environment, but with each other. My 3rd year at Westside, people came, people left, and more friends were made. That year, I ended up coming out on top of life. Not just with friends, but with schoolwork also. The teachers were so helpful with keeping me up on my work, but not making me overwhelmed. Then, my senior year came, along with the ending chapters of my high school experiences. As you can tell by me standing here before you, I finished my schoolwork, and I'm proud to say, Westside is the only reason I'm graduating today. Tomorrow, I start the next chapter of my life, remembering the acceptance that I only felt here. To the family, students, staff, and friends, I say thank you.
All I can say is wow. Thanks, Trevor. I appreciate you sharing. That means a lot to all of us. Our next student speaker is Stephanie Orton. Please welcome Stephanie to the stage.
Thank you, Lynch. Oh, wow. You know, you think about doing this when you know you're going to do a speech, and it is so different getting up here and looking at everybody. Hi, I'm Stephanie Orton. I attended Westside Night School. As of tonight, me along with everybody else in these front 2 rows in caps and gowns will be high school graduates. I personally feel like it took a decade and a half to get to this point. Oh my gosh, you guys have no idea. Me, I have 3 children at home. I have a little boy and 2 little girls. I was pregnant at 15, and being a new mommy by 16 is a very hard thing to learn when you're a teenage child. With having kids at home, I found myself wanting to play with them, teach them, much more than I wanted to do homework. I needed to learn how to adjust my goals in accordance to decisions that I had made previously. Now I'm standing here with 3 smart, beautiful kids and about to receive my diploma. I love being a mom, and I felt it was the only thing I was good at until tonight. Now I'm here with my credits done and my goal complete. My best friend Brittany was the first person to tell me about Westside. She told me Westside would change my life for the better. She promised me that if I really wanted to graduate, Westside was the way to go. I would always reply to her that I didn't want to be a statistic. I didn't want to be another teenage mom at another alternative high school. Brittany promised me I'd love Westside and I'd be happy once I was a part of it. Brittany graduated from Westside in 2010, and I realized that graduating was much more important to me than being a statistic. There were times where I felt graduation was so out of reach I wanted to run for the hills and never look back. And then I'd look at my children, Damon, Julie, and Gracie, and realize that giving up was telling them that when life gets hard, you give up and run. That's not how I want to raise my kids. I want my kids to know that good things come to those who work hard and stick to their goal. My graduation is a great thing, and I worked very hard for it, and I'm sure everybody in these 2 rows did too. Coming to Westside did change my life for the better, and I love the staff, I love the students, and I love the school. Maynard, Lynch, Tanya, Nancy, and Kelly were my crew. Nancy encouraged me to stick to my goals and promised me one day I would be where I want to be. Maynard, no matter how many times he had to repeat a science or math lecture over and over again, he stayed calm and always explained it to me. And Lynch, oh Lynch over there. He is like my best friend in night school. We could sit and talk and laugh and talk about all the stupid and fun things we've done in our lives. And then there's Kelly. Me and Kelly would sit around and promise each other every day. We'd look in each other's eyes and say, we are going to graduate this year. We are going to make it. And we've made it. And sweet, sweet, sweet Tanya. She welcomed me every day with a beautiful smile and a very encouraging laugh. We've been through giggles and tears together. I want to thank those 5 for all they've done for me. I want to thank my family, my friends, the staff, and the rest of you students. There's nothing I'd rather represent than Westside tonight. I hope Westside is an amazing school, and it deserves recognition for all the help and loves that it gives its students. Sorry guys, I'm kind of shaky. I am so proud to be standing here staring at the crowd representing Westside. I'm looking out there, knowing that by the end of the ceremony, I get to go home to my children. I will be a Westside graduate, and I get to say to them, Mommy graduated, you guys. Mommy graduated for me, and Mommy graduated for you. Thank you all that have come to support the graduates of 2012. In the words of Music Group Fun, tonight we are young. We will set the world on fire, and we will burn brighter than the sun. So let's do it, graduates. Let's burn brighter than the sun.
Another amazing speech. Thank you, Stephanie. Our next student speaker, I'm proud to introduce, is Kelsey McLaughlin.
When I was about 14, I went through a really rough time in my life. It affected every part of my life and ultimately led to me dropping out of Wenatchee High School during my freshman year. For the rest of that year, I wasn't going to any school, and I really felt like just giving up. But not going to school did have its perks. I mean, I got to sleep in, eat a bunch of candy, and things like that. But my parents, of course, didn't want me to always just sit home and lay in bed, so one day they had me fill out an application to Westside, and about a month later we received a phone call that would inevitably change my life. I just didn't know that at the time. I've been accepted into the day program, and I'm not going to lie to you guys, I had a lot of mixed emotions. Being so young and being thrown right back into school wasn't my ideal way that I wanted to spend my time. but my parents, of course, forced me to go anyway. While me being used to attending Wenatchee High School, I really wasn't the best student there, so I had no plan of working my best at first, but that quickly changed and it wasn't by my choice. The staff at Westside made it impossible not to do any work and would always hold me accountable, which is what I needed at the time. I was given the tools, support, and the love that I needed to succeed. I have been a student at Westside for 4 years now, and I have nothing but positive things to say about the school. I was in such a dark time in my life when I first enrolled, and it was hard to see it getting any better. But with some tough love from my teachers and the other staff, I got my act together and I began to succeed. There were many bumps in the road on the way, but I always had support. There were days where I just spent my lunch break talking to teachers about my problems, even if they weren't school-related. The staff at Westside is one of a kind and genuinely do love every student that comes through their doors. Whether if it was a friendly, "Hi, Kelsey," from Sandy as I walked in the office door, or a pat on the shoulder from Mr. Nickham followed by a comforting, "It'll all work out," I always felt loved and supported. This loving environment helped me blossom into the person that I am today. I have not only experienced such a positive stay at Westside with myself, but I have watched as many other students have done the same. Skaz once said in an interview about Westside that we kind of work on getting their life straight a bit and then learning comes after, which is exactly what this school has done for many of their students, including me. Actually, being finished with my time here is bittersweet because we really do have a family-like bond throughout the school, and it is really hard to find in most places. I'd like to conclude by saying a heartfelt thank you to the teachers and other staff at Westside, my parents, and my friends. Thank you for always pushing me to be the best version of myself.
Kelsey and Stephanie and Trevor, thank you very much for sharing your stories with us and representing Westside High School tonight as our student speakers. The nice thing about hearing from 3 of our young people is knowing that each one of these students out here has a story of their own to share. And so maybe during the reception, as you are mingling and having conversations with people, you can hear other students' stories. I'm going to go back to handing out some money. I think that would be okay. We'll go back to our scholarships and awards and kind of pick up where I left off. And so the first scholarship that we're going to be giving out, I'm proud to give out the Cascade Unitarian Universalist Fellowship Scholarship. Try saying that one 5 times fast. This is a scholarship for $500. The Cascade Unitarian Universalist Fellowship seek to find inspiration and understanding and serve local and world communities. And this scholarship goes to a student who has shown amazing work ethic, both in the classroom and outside as well. And I mean outside, and he'll know why. We are delighted to award $500 to Miguel Lopez. I didn't hear all that. I think that's a good thing. The Washington State Apple Education Foundation has awarded over 150 scholarships, valued at approximately $400,000. This particular scholarship is the Brian Kershaw Memorial Scholarship, presented by the presented by the Washington State Apple Education Foundation. And this scholarship goes to an enterprising young lady who possesses drive, passion, and responsibility. The 2012 Brian Kershaw Memorial Scholarship is awarded to Aurora Tamayo. Okay, more money, more money, more money. The Schweitzer Engineering Laboratory Scholarship is given to a student who is pursuing a career in either science or technology or engineering. It was a no-brainer for the staff and I to think of Kyle Davis, needed to get this scholarship. This young man has an amazing year combining both Wenatchee Valley College through Running Start and his coursework at Westside. Kyle will be attending Montana State University at Bozeman next year and working toward a mechanical engineering degree. Come on up, Kyle. Now we will begin the academic awards, and so if you'll please help me welcome Kevin Skaliski to the stage.
Thanks for the interlude. Did you guys go have some water and have go to the restroom? First, you gotta excuse me. I've been barking at 8th graders in the football field this past week, so you know you gotta get your voice used to it a little bit and indoctrinate those guys. So, Brad Bachamo was one of our principals, and at Westside, one of our teachers wanted to honor him in some way, and so we funded a scholarship program through various means and raffles and auctions, and raised money that we thought were deserving of our students. As when we first started this, you know, it was very rare that we had students move on to further their education, and so we consider these awards of money to help a school pretty valuable, and we want to honor these students. I have 2 of them tonight. One of them you just recently heard, and I would like to bring her back up on stage, Kelsey McLaughlin. We were fortunate enough to be able to have another scholarship, and we were going to award this one to another young lady, hopes of furthering her career, Marisol Robles. Okay, now we're to the class awards. I am a social studies teacher at Westside High School, and it's very rare that I get a chance to kind of match minds with some of our young students, and I think I found my match this year. This young man was pretty amazing. If you've ever had the chance to talk with him, he actually reminded me of myself, knowing a lot about everything, but not really important stuff. And I could talk about anything to him, and he would know it. In fact, he knew people who played songs that I just knew the melody to, and he would go, "Yeah, that's AC/DC." Unbelievable. This kid has. And I call him Encyclopedia Brown because he knows so much. And I want to award him with a Social Studies Award tonight, and that's Mr. Benjamin Popes. my time all up at once. That's good. The next two, I also am the ASB advisor, and one thing that most of you may not know, but the kids do, is that we have a school store, we have juice machines and Powerade and stuff, and all that money we put into a fund that we provide in ASB with ideas for activities that we provide for the students. So we have activity days, then we go bowling. We had one in the spring. We did a bunch of crazy stuff you saw on the screen. We do the dinners for open house that you see when you come to this next fall. And all of this is not possible unless I have students that are willing to put in time and be creative, and step out there and step up and do things for our school. Well, I was very fortunate enough to have two young ladies that I just consider remarkable. And Mr. Kelleher kind of mentioned that they would always have a new idea, and my response to that was, we need to go see Mr. Kelleher about that. And they were full of ideas. They really wanted to help everybody at school have a great time. And I want to recognize these two with the ASB Awards, Marisol Robles and Aurora Tamayo-Lozano.
Thank you, Kevin. I'd like to take a moment to introduce our next speaker, Penny Tabisca, but I also want to have her stand for a moment. Penny, can you stand for us? Penny is moving on to the next chapter in her life. She's retiring from teaching, and she's been at Westside High School for 2 years. She's been in the Wenatchee School District since 1991 and has taught at Orchard as well. So let's give her a round of applause. Come on up, Penny. Thank you.
I've been teaching English for 2 years at Westside, and prior to that time I was 19 years at Orchard Middle School. But this young lady is just really special. I'd like to award her an English award. She loves to write, but she's reluctant to share some of her writing. Well, we convinced her this year to share some of it, and she entered the first chapter of a novel in the Ride on the River contest. She earned an honorable mention, and they invited her to participate in their conference this spring. I'd like to recognize Morgan Olson for her writing and for her English and just being an all-around wonderful student and young woman.
Thank you, Penny. Please help me welcome Mr. Mike Hartley to the stage.
I couldn't reserve myself to just giving one award, so I'm going to give two. I teach English. I teach young people, though, and that's the main thing. You guys are just awesome, okay? Awesome. I wanted to give an award for English to Kelsey McLaughlin. She's been up here a million times. But she can come up here while she's on her way up. Kelsey's always been a trusted consultant anytime I need a student perspective on things. And a couple years ago, I wanted to start a creative writing class, so I pitched the idea to her and a couple of her friends. And of course, they jumped right on it. And being Kelsey, she wanted to be the biggest thing she could do the coolest thing. And so she wrote and directed and starred in her own little movie. It was really cool. I'll always remember that. And Kelsey's just a creative thinker. She's willing to take on the big projects. She's just an outstanding young lady. And I really, really, really am glad that you chose to come to Westside. And up until maybe just a few hours ago, I wasn't sure I was going to be able to give this guy an award, but Jose Perez is just the man. While he's on his way up, Jose is a deep thinker. He's not just insightful, but he's funny, he's cool, and occasionally wise, even. And his contributions to our class discussions are just invaluable. We share music, we share poetry. He's always got something interesting to say, and I always appreciated that. I know he's a proud father, and that wisdom that he has is going to serve him well in that role and any other role he decides to take on. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Hartley. Appreciate that. Please help me welcome sweet Jane Culp to the stage.
Good evening. It's my privilege tonight to recognize a young woman who's done an outstanding job in parenting and child development. She's bright, she's articulate, and she's very determined. She's overcome many obstacles to be here this evening and to celebrate as a member of the class of 2012. Her tenacity and spirit and her dedication to learn issues and guidelines for child development and then go home and put them to practice will serve her well and serve her family well in her future. Tonight, I'm just thrilled to give this award to Isabel Gonzalez.
Thank you, Jane. Please help me welcome Mrs. Jill Sweeler to the stage.
So I, like Mr. Hartley and Skaz, were kind of conflicted as to who to give this award to. First of all, congratulations to all of you beautiful young people here in the front. As I look at you, there were several of you that I could have chosen for this award this year because there are a lot of hard workers, a lot of obstacles overcome, and a lot of begrudging extra 2 credits that you guys all had to earn. But this first award I want to give to an exceptional young lady who I only had the fortune of teaching for 1 quarter last year. And so Danica Thompson, I'd like you to come join me on the stage. Danica joined us about mid-year last year, and holy moly, that girl put in a lot of time and a lot of effort. And I kept thinking, oh yeah, some of this new energy will wear off over time. But as we talked amongst the staff, I thought, do you guys have Danica in class? How's she doing in your class? And we're like, oh my goodness, she was working so hard. So anyway, I just wanted to just thank you so much for all of your hard work and all the best wishes to you in the future. You're really an exceptional young lady. Nervous too, you guys. This is exciting. The next award I would like to give is to a student, again, that I only had for a brief time this year, but she also knocked my socks off. This is for Norma Amaya. Norma approached me about mid-year and said she wanted to do some extra math. She'd already finished all of her math, but she wanted to do some extra math, and I thought, are you really thinking you're going to get by doing some easy math credits? No, she really loves math, and she did a wonderful job. She finished some algebra, and she did a whole bunch of geometry, and even this morning told me that now she even loves geometry. So that made me proud. But I wanted to congratulate her for a job well done, and again, all the best to you in the future. Wonderful young woman.
Thank you, Mrs. Wheeler. Next, help me welcome Brian Hurling to the stage.
It's a shame I won't actually be able to give this award to the person that I want to. He's not here today. I told him that I was giving him this award, and being the private person that he is, I think I might have scared him off, to be honest. Miguel and Rafa worked really hard in the class, and the thing that was most remarkable was the work that he worked on was difficult. We've been going through a lot of changes in terms of the requirements we have for the state, adopting some new curriculum. And some of the stuff that we've got really takes a lot of thought. And there's a real famous sculpture by Rodin, thinker, really larger than life-size man sitting on a rock, it was really hard. And I would look over at Miguel, and oftentimes he would be adopting that pose in the middle of my classrooms. He thought through his stuff. And it's remarkable to see somebody really sit there and try to think through difficult mathematical problems. And he did. He would only ask me for the help that he needed just to get enough to where he would be able to understand it. He wouldn't try to get the answer for me, he would try to understand. And that's a remarkable thing. So, Miguel, this one's for you.
Excellent. Thank you, Mr. Hurling. Next, please help me welcome Mr. Nickham to the stage.
Good evening. I just am so very thankful to God for the privilege of serving, working with, and getting to know such a wonderful group of young people. You guys are all awesome. I am so very proud of each and every one of you for having the will, courage, and determination to accomplish this stepping stone in your lives. Very significant, no matter what your circumstances. And it is my deepest desire and passion in my heart that faith, hope, and love be your constant companions as you take the next steps, discovering and finding and fulfilling your purpose and place in this world. So, you've completed basic training, but my young Padawans, you are not Jedi Masters yet. So, I want to encourage you with the words from Yoda as he spoke to young Luke Skywalker. Remember what you have learned, serve you it can. And then you too can become a Jedi Master. So, continue on that path. It's my great pleasure tonight to give the Science Award. And this goes to a very determined, hardworking, focused young man of outstanding character. Who I have no doubt will someday be a Jedi Master in his own right. Kyle Davis, come on. Get the Science Award. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Nickham. Please help me welcome Mr. Wellman to the stage.
I haven't been up here for a while, so they promised me extra time. Not! But I do try to talk about something. And I usually look for an inspiration. And I got it from Mr. Garland this year. So give him a little a hand, because he hardly ever comes and talks. Okay. He gave me a quote from a well-known book by Charles Dodgson, written in 1865. I didn't know that. I looked it up today. And it's called Alice in Wonderland. And it's a great story. It has, it's a quotation, and it's talking about the Mad Hatter. And you'll see what I mean in a minute here. The Mad Hatter says, "Have I gone mad?" And Alice says, I'm afraid so. You're entirely bonkers. But I'll tell you a secret. All the best people are. I'd like to introduce two of those best people tonight. And I hope one of them didn't walk with everybody else, so I hope he's here. Hope he can come up. Both of them are, of course, entirely bonkers. And I want to give them an award for it. If you're aware of who I am, I'm Steve Wellman, I'm the art guy. But I'll tell you a secret. Art is just a little 3-letter word, but it means that you teach everything. And it's entirely bonkers to think that art is a painting or a sculpture or a song. Art happens long before paint hits the canvas, or the rasp gouges out the stone, or someone sings a single note. It's a vision of an idea in the mind, taking shape and form and texture and smell and sound. But this idea, this vision, demands the courage to let the hands, the head, and the heart show it to other people. Wow. No wonder other people think us artists are entirely bonkers. But these two people, Trevor Anderson and Tyler Ryman, have taught me, they can come up, I hope Tyler's here, here he comes, have taught me a lot, and just tonight, because I didn't know a lot of his story, about courage of their own ideas. And I really can't believe some of the things that Trevor said. He is such an accomplished, intelligent, wonderful guy, and so is Tyler. And I just want to say thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Wellman. Please help me welcome Tim Lynch to the stage.
Okay, up there in the camera booth, just watch yourself. I would like to thank the camera crew tonight. Happen to be related to them, my two daughters, Abigail and Kieran. How come this microphone is so close here? Can you hear me now? Okay, sorry. I know we're trying to move along. I had my speech written, but my iPhone died. I wish, like all the rest of the staff, that I could give an award to all the students I worked with this year that graduated, because you guys did phenomenal work. Thank you very much for letting me be your teacher and turning out such good work. It's just a dream come true when I can read thoughtful, intelligent, insightful work. So, this person has been a student of mine for about 1.5 years. And she always told me, I can't do it, I'm not going to be able to do it, I'm so nervous. I just can't do it, but she did it. So, the Night School Senior Achievement Award for English and Social Studies goes to Kelly Carver.
Thank you, Mr. Lynch. Always a pleasure. And however I may serve you. Please help me welcome Tracy Maynard to the stage.
My name is Tracy Maynard. I teach math and science in the night school program at Westside. I also teach in the Bridges program. It's under the umbrella of the night school program. And I've seen several students come through, receive awards tonight that have come through the Bridges program. And I'm very proud of you and all of you. This award is for Brianna Cornell. And I'd like you to Bree, this is for allowing us to challenge you, accepting the challenge, and how much you challenged us. And as you go on and pursue environmental science, and if you find your confidence getting low, losing focus, I want you to find this award and look at it and know how much confidence we have in you and how proud we are of you. Your parents have done a great job and we're proud of you.
Thank you, Tracy. Please help me welcome Sarah Moody to the stage.
For those of you who don't know, I'm the teacher at Westside that teaches ESL, Sarah Moody. And I'm extremely honored to be here tonight. I have 4 graduates for my class. My class is very small, so I'm just thrilled that we had 4 students that graduated. So tonight I'm here to honor a young lady who has just been top-notch and a no-nonsense type of girl. She came in mid-year and said, I want to graduate. Am I going to be able to graduate? I have like a handful of credits to do. And I said, well, if you put your heart to it and work, you can do it. And she did. She sat down, she comes in quietly, sits down and does her work. And at the same time, she's encouraging to her peers and has encouraged them to also do their best. So I'm very proud to honor Adriana Duarte.
Thank you, Sarah. Please help me in welcoming Jamie Fitzpatrick to the stage.
I am handing out the award for leadership. This young lady has been with us for 3 years, and watching her grow and change has been amazing. Kristen House. Amazingly throughout the year, but watching her in school and out of school, it's been amazing.
One more. Good times. Okay. The next award is set aside for a particular student who emulates a wealth of amazing characteristics and qualities that do not fit specifically into one category or content area, simply because they're good at everything. This young lady possesses the skills necessary to succeed academically and in the job industry right now. And we're all very confident of that, very sure of that. She's been a joy to get to know this year, and she's added so much to Westside. Her eagerness to volunteer, her readiness to learn, and her infectious laugh has been a joy for all of us. It is my pleasure to award the 2012 Westside High School Principal Award to Eloisa Botello. I would like to have you help me re-welcome Kevin Skaliski to the stage to introduce our distinguished alum.
You know, it's really difficult sometimes to keep track of all of you when you leave Westside. It's not hard to find you while you're here. You never want to leave. But once you leave, you never want to keep in touch very much over the years. One of the things that we try to do at Westside is to recognize an outstanding person as a distinguished alumni. And this year, we didn't have to go very far. In fact, his roots are still with Westside, as he has been the guardian of two of our younger students. And he is a businessman in the local community at Rhoda Paints, and he graduated in 1999 from Westside High School. And I would like to recognize as our distinguished alumni this year, Matt Hargan. I think Matt's going to say a few words too.
How's everybody doing? Doing good? Congratulations. I just want to thank Westside, Rotary Club, staff, everybody for letting me share this night with you guys. My journey to Westside was, I basically spent my freshman year at the public school library, which I ended with no credits earned, so I basically had 3 years to graduate high school. Ended up applying, met Mr. Bachmal, he was the principal at the time. A little nervous. Had a conversation with him, and he had told me that if I planned on graduating high school in 3 years, I had a lot of work to do. So he told me I needed a plan, create goals, and the goals that he had told me to create were SMART goals. And what SMART goals are goals that you can measure, something that you can put a date behind a goal that you can end up achieving what you want. 3 years later, I did graduate from the Wenatchee High School, and that's where perseverance became my main focus in life. Perseverance is continuing to face the difficulties, no matter what it is. A man told me once that if you continue to do what you're doing today, you're going to continue to get what you get tomorrow. So I'm very proud to be a Westside alum. I'm also very proud of all the, everybody here. You spent 13 years in school, and today's the last day you have to do that, well, unless when you go to college. That's on you. So you need to create your own SMART goals. Take one day at a time and just make us proud. You know, today you became part of the family. 13 years later, I'm on stage, graduation. Pretty crazy. You know, but I'm still part of the family. 5 things I live by is respect. As an adult, respect everybody. Whoever you're talking to, anybody that you're dealing with, you never know when there's an opportunity in your way. Persevere, give it your all through any obstacle. Just, you know, stick through it, beat it, because you'll be better for it. Follow through with everything. I'm a sales guy, so if I don't follow through with what I say I'm going to do, obviously I won't be very successful. Be involved. Get involved. Take the initiative. You know, lead, don't follow. Probably everybody tells you. And then follow up with everything. When you get home, ask yourself if you did everything that you did in the day to make sure that you're successful for the future. Respect, persevere, follow through, get involved, and follow up. I just want to say I'm proud of you guys. You know, welcome to the family. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt. Congratulations. The next award is the Friends of Westside Award. And this has been another incredible year for Westside High School. And I'm so honored to be able to have been a part of that. We found out that we only have one more year in our current building. We implemented new programs. We have a new computer lab. We exposed students to 25 different careers in the Wenatchee Valley. We took many students on a variety of field trips in order to leave no child left inside. Without the caring arm of support, both in service and financially, of the Wenatchee Downtown Rotary, many of these things would not be possible this year. The guidance, the opportunities, the $70,000 that this group has offered to Westside has been priceless to our student growth and progress. Please help me honor and recognize Wenatchee Downtown Rotary for their efforts in helping continue to make Westside a smart community investment. And I know I saw President June Darling out there today, so if June could come up and accept this award, that'd be great. Thank you. Maybe I missed June, but I know that Tom McNair is still here, so Tom could come up and accept this on her behalf. Thank you, Tom. I'm going to divert from the program one more time, but this time it's intentional. I'd like to take a moment to honor the behind-the-scenes person responsible for tonight's ceremony. And believe it or not, all of us that have been on stage thus far have had the easy part. Every minute detail of tonight's event has been meticulously planned and antagonized over and over again. From the scholarships to the plaques, to the program, from the venue to the video, even the cakes from Costco that are downstairs. Every detail. Please join me in a round of applause and welcome to the stage our very own Nancy Schneider. Thank you so much. Okay, moving on in our program, we will now move to the presentation of the diplomas. So I would like to welcome Superintendent Brian Flonis, and we'll begin reading the names of the graduates. And the school board to the stage, please.
Stephanie Horton. Kelly Carver. Dylan Wooten.
Sanchez. Alejandrina Osuna Garcia. Cesar Tovar. Brendan Burrow. Tyler Wetzel. Aaron Carlson. Julie Garza. Nicole Curtis. Jamie Sutherland. Cassandra Nicole Miller. Jesse Ryerson. Trevor Anderson. Miguel Sanchez. Jacob Sanborn. Tanner Landis. Adriana Duarte. Cecilia Enriquez. Miranda Soto. Teresa Garcia. Eloisa Botello. Miguel Angel Lopez Garcia. Aurora Tamayo Lozano. Marisol Robles. Haley Sigolini. Courtney Gaston Lewis. Mitchell Hossman. Nicole Tidwell. Kelsey McLaughlin. Kristen Rittenhouse. Heather Clark. Skelton. Kyle Davis. Anna Ruiz. Derek Chapman. Morgan Olson. Jose Perez. Monica Rios. Norma Amaya. Jordan Schooley. Donna Hillock. Benjamin Poltz. Cody White. Brianna Cornell. Danica Thompson. Cody Doran. Emma White. Rodney Robbins. Isabel Gonzalez. Carolina Flores. Holland Bennington.
Folks, we'll wait a minute for all the graduates to return to their seats. I would like to invite all of you to the reception following the ceremony downstairs in the orchard room. So you have a chance to visit with staff and students as Rotary volunteers help to serve the cake. So we'll wait till the graduates get back to their seats before we move on.
I told you nobody would notice. I should just be like, I got a toss. I think
We are awfully close. Awesome. Okay. Now you've all waited long enough. Class of 2012, please stand with me. laws of the state of Washington and in front of all of these witnesses, I attest that you have all met the Washington State standards for graduation. Please move your tassels from the right side of your mortarboard to the left side of your mortarboard. Congratulations, class of 2012. I wish you the very best of luck in life's journeys and invite you back to the school you have all called home. Thank you and good night. The class of 2012 will be heading downstairs to the orchard room, so you can visit them there.